Oh, what is the upskees, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXWrestleCast. We're on episode 116 of my little wrestling recap show, where once a week I go through all of the major WWE and AEW shows, give you the recap, give you the review, let you know what's going on in both of the companies, because not everybody has all the time to watch the wrestling, be talking about the storylines, and at the end of the show I give out my 3 stars of the week, awarding my 3 favorite matches that I witnessed with my eyeballs. So let us dive into the recap for this week, kicking it off with Monday Night Raw in San Antonio, and we got Cody Rhodes. He comes out and needs to address the distraction known as The Rock. Tells Rock, "Don't you ever talk about my dog ever again." I guess The Rock said something about Cody's dog. Don't talk shit about people's pets. That's fucked up. Cody brings out his new best friend, Seth frickin' Rollins, who is dressed like a highlighter. It's very, very bright. Cody tells Seth, "If you wanted to focus on McIntyre instead of the bloodline, that's cool with me, man." Seth says, Nah, I got you, Cody." Cody and Seth have to finish their story, I guess, together now. Seth refers to The Rock as Diarrhea Dwayne. Pretty good. Seth announces he is now 100% medically cleared. I don't really believe that, but alright. Rollins is heading back to SmackDown on Friday. Ask Cody, "You coming? You got my back?" Oh, you better believe Cody Rhodes has Seth Rollins back. And that's a pretty good segment to open up the show. Definitely got the crowd warmed up. They're loving it. And just confirming that Cody and Seth are going after the bloodline together. They're going to have themselves a tag team match at WrestleMania against The Rock and Roman. It'll be okay. It's not, I imagine, what The Rock was hoping for this year, but this is what happens in wrestling. Plans change. And it is good to hear that Seth Rollins is healthy. I hope he's not lying to us, but alright. We move on. It is the Intercontinental Championship match. Gunther defending against Dom Mysterio with JD McDonough. Gunther dropping Dom with a singular chop. It was a hell of a chop, and that was some funny shit right there. Thumbs up. Dom tries a 619, gets turned inside out with a wicked lariat. And then Dom, a beautiful counter out of a powerbomb into a roll-up. We got a near fall right there. Dom nails the 619, but he misses the frog splash, drop kick, and the wicked powerbomb. Gunther retains the Intercontinental Championship. My goodness, though, Dom was selling his ass off out there. Excellent job from him. Dom, a couple of close calls that really got the crowd going, like that counter into the roll-up. That shit was good. Gunther having the time of his life in the ring, just obliterating Dom Mysterio. Good shit, man. 7.5 out of 10. And, they're still kind of deciding who they want to have Gunther fight for the title at WrestleMania. And, this right here, the crowd would love to see Dom Mysterio. This would work for WrestleMania. It'd be a really fun match. Dom's a fine wrestler. He can sell. He can work a crowd really, really good. Yeah, I like this. Not bad. But I still think it's Sami Zayn's. We move on. Katana Chance and Kaden Kata versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. Damage Control scouting the match ringside. We get a double avalanche Spanish fly from Chance and Carter. That was awesome. Thumbs up for that. Then they nailed the after party, but Baszler is there to make the save and then starts choking out, I think it's Chance. Zoe powerbomb to, I'm guessing, Carter. Gets the quick W here for Stark and Baszler. Very short match, but I did like what I saw in there. I mean, good chemistry. I would like to see these two go after it again, and it's good that, after they lost the titles, they haven't forgotten about Chance and Carter just yet. Damage Control, trash-talking Baszler and Zoe after the match. Solid match. Wish it was longer. We got Judgment Day talking backstage. Priest and Finn Balor will go after Imperium while McDonough deals with Gunther. Whoa, okay, good luck with that, JD. Andrade pops by. He says, "Hey, what's going on, Dom?" And are we planting a little seed here for possibly Andrade joining the Judgment Day? I think that's a great fit. You already got Priest in there and Dom, and I think that could work. Or they could potentially, maybe Andrade rubs Damian Priest the wrong way, a little infighting, and that could lead to something. But that's a little seed planted there. Interesting. We move on. It is Becky Lynch going up against Nia Jax. finished business. Becky all over Nia out of the gate of this match. Nia catches Becky, Samoan drop on the outside. That's got a hoit. Nia Jax off the top rope, leg drop, crushes Becky's face. Speaking of hoits, that's gotta hurt. Jesus. I mean, I don't know how Becky got up from that one. That was brutal. But Becky continues with a top rope go around. Looks like Nia catches Becky's feet in the face, so a little bit of a receipt right there. How you doing? Lynch locks in the disarmer, then into an armbar. Nia rolls to the outside, slams Becky into the barricade. Here comes Liv Morgan. She gets her revenge on Becky, attacking Nia, getting Becky disqualified. Ooh, how do you like them apples? Liv gets in Becky's face, says, how do you like it? Yeah, man. Nia also then attacks Liv and Becky after the match, making her look like a monster. Enjoyable match going on there before the disqualification. Again, no clue how Becky's face isn't fucking smashed after that leg drop. That was so vicious. And with Liv Morgan, I love this, don't fuck with me attitude. I'm not just gonna let you walk all over me. So, pretty good. I like this. And then, out of nowhere, after this match, we get Ricochet. He appears. Good to see him. He's talking with Adam Pearce in his office. Pearce then announces a 6-man number 1 contenders gauntlet match for next week. And it looks like Ricochet's going to be in there. Hell yeah. We got Andrade El Idolo going up against Apollo Crews. Jeez, we're a night of returns here. We got Apollo Crews here. Let's see what he's got. Andrade takes a superplex, rolls into the 3 Amigos, and actually hits all 3 Amigos. Awesome spinning back elbow from Andrade, the double corner knees, hammerlock DDT, and Andrade picks up a win on his debut match on Monday Night Raw. Also, great to see Apollo again. That was good. Didn't get a lot done in this match, but yeah, Andrade shows off the moveset that hasn't changed since he left and came back, which is fine. He's got an awesome moveset. Love that spinning back elbow. It catches me every time he does it. I go, ooh, goddamn, that just looks so freaking good. Pretty solid match. Moving on, we got Sami Zayn getting interviewed about being in this gauntlet match. Sami certain this is his path to WrestleMania. Valhalla and Ivar interrupt. They're upset because they aren't in the gauntlet match. Ivar tells Sami he can beat Ivar. Ivar tells Sami he can beat Ivar. I can beat myself? What? Well, that's clearly wrong. So Ivar's saying to Sami that I can beat you and I deserve to be in the gauntlet match. So they're going to fight about it later on. Jeez. We got Judgment Day, Damian Priest and Finn Balor versus Imperium, Kaiser and Vinci. Balor dives onto Kaiser, Damian chokeslams Vinci to hell, Judgment Day pick up the W. Solid back and forth match. It was fine, nothing too crazy, just a fine standard tag team match. And then we get the first announcement for the 2024 Hall of Fame, and the first inductee will be Paul Heyman, baby. Oh, hell yeah. That's an awesome choice right there. Paul Heyman has been the behind the scenes, the MVP of WWE. The guy is unbelievable, makes anybody that is attached to him a star, and I love the guy. He's awesome, so congratulations to Paul Heyman. Thumbs up. We got Drew McIntyre. He's interviewed backstage, disappointed that Seth didn't listen to anything that he told him last week. Don't fucking chase after the bloodline. They're gonna beat you up, bro. You're outnumbered. Call Seth a junkie, and yeah, that's just fucking some straight up good stuff from Drew McIntyre. We got Sami Zayn going up against Ivar with Valhalla up next. Michael Cole absolutely creaming his shorts over Valhalla's antlers, and then Valhalla comes over, puts the antlers on Michael Cole. He does the match with the antlers on. All right, I mean, again, it is fun when Michael Cole goes over the top, like really over the top. Doesn't do it too much, but all right, we're doing antlers. Ivar straight up throws Sami over the ropes, just whips him over there. Good stuff. Ivar spinning kick and a wicked sit-out powerbomb, near fall right there. Sami rolling powerbomb, corner exploder suplex. Ivar avoids a haluva kick, misses his doomsault, and Sami nails a haluva kick, grabs the W. Pretty good back and forth match. Sami resilient effort. Ivar nice performance. As always, Ivar super underrated. I mean, he should be in the gauntlet match, but you can only have so many guys, right? It's not like he was gonna win it, but yeah, Ivar the man. Bronson Reed, he shows up, blindsides Sami Zayn after the bell, nails a wicked tsunami, squashes poor Sami Zayn, and that was a nasty, nasty tsunami right there. We move on. It's Chad Gable. He finds Gunther, tells the champion it's more than the Intercontinental Championship title. To him, it's about redemption for Chad Gable and his daughter. Alrighty. Miz and R-Truth and DIY, they're playing video games backstage, that new 2K WWE video game or whatever. They're coming up with ideas to get back at the Judgment Day, feeding them bread or spilling goo on them among their better ideas. Miz suggests taking their tag team titles. Genius. Absolutely genius. Good work, Miz. Main event time. Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre. The crowd and McAfee going freaking nuts for Jey Uso's entrance. That is awesome. Drew yeets Uso over the table, and then Solo Sikoa appears through the crowd. Cody Rhodes runs down to take out Solo. Uso nails 3 super kicks, hits the spear. Jimmy Uso appears. He distracts Jey with his presence, doesn't do anything. McIntyre hits a Claymore, pins, and wins. Fine main event match. Crowd was really into it. I mean, that's probably the best part of the match. For me personally, like Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso, should have been an absolute banger, but they kept it safe, didn't do anything too crazy. It's not a pay-per-view or anything like that. And then Jimmy grabs a chair. Seth Rollins runs down to save the day. McIntyre's pissed, so he nails Seth with a Claymore as well. And that's the end of the show. Solid Raw this week. Enjoying Liv Morgan's little beef with Becky Lynch so far. I'm enjoying that character situation with Liv. Number 1 contenders gauntlet. That should be pretty damn neat. Feels like it's going to be Sami Zayn, but who knows? Could get surprised there. Wrestling, pretty alright. Dom versus Gunther was a lot of fun. Probably easily the best match of the show. And I do wonder if McIntyre is going to end up getting involved with the Bloodline. Like, that situation, like, fine, like, you and Cody can't get it done, so I'll fucking come in and help you just so I can have as healthy of a Seth Rollins as he can. Or is Drew McIntyre just gonna stick with what he's doing, just take advantage of it, like, fine, get your ass kicked by Bloodline, I'll meet you at WrestleMania, I'll whoop your ass, and there you go, I'll be the champion. 6 out of 10 for Monday Night Raw. All right, up next we got NXT's Roadblock, and they're kicking off this show with a friggin' cage match filled with weaponry. It's Dijak versus Joe Gacy. Dijak opens a Jack-in-the-Box, and it punches him in the tummy. Pretty funny. Dijak moonsaults off of the cage, nails Gacy. Really rough bump right there for Gacy and frickin' Dijak. Guy's huge, doing backflips off of a cage. You crazy? Thumbs up. Dijak puts a straight jacket on Gacy. Dijak tossed off of the top rope through a table. Swanton by Gacy. Dijak kicks out of that. Goodness. Gacy now blindfolded with tape. He gets lit up with a kendo stick. Gacy able to fight back blindfolded. He gets his revenge with the kendo stick. Dijak hits a feast your eyes. Gacy no-sells it. He just gets right back up and takes yet another feast your eyes. Dijak pins and wins. Whew, that was a wicked way to kick off NXT. I didn't know they were going in a cage match. I thought it was supposed to be like a straitjacket match or something, but this was probably a lot better than that would have been. Dijak, as always, fantastic. Crazy leap off of the cage, just ridiculous. And Gacy, really impressive also. I would like these two to continue on this fucking thing that they're doing. Like, Dijak does this with everybody. He'll get in these crazy feuds like that always end up in like street fights, no DQs, and they're always awesome. This one was pretty friggin' good too. 8 out of 10. We got Tony D'Angelo and the family talking backstage, and they are adding Luca Crusafino, the legal eagle. He is joining the family. I like it. So he's kind of that muscle and a little bit of that brain, you know what I'm saying? Pretty good. We got Fallon Henley. She's discussing Thea Hale with Riley Osborne. Blair Davenport interrupts, tells Riley Thea ain't her type, and Fallon, offense taken. We go to another area backstage. It's Lyra Valkyria and Tatum Paxley. They're getting ready for their tag team title match later. Paxley goes to this like very dark place, and that was very entertaining. It was also scaring the shit out of Lyra, so that was good. NXT Tag Team Championship match. Up next, it's the Wolf Dogs, Braun Breaker, Baron Corbin defending against Duke Hudson and Andre Chase of Chase U with Chase U. Mr. Chase front flip dive on the Wolf Dogs, and he sticks the landing. Very nice. Breaker suplex into a cutter on Chase. Holy shit, that move is so cool. Thumbs up. Braun diving clothesline onto Duke, crashing over the announce table. Corbin nails end of days. Breaker spear on Duke, and the Wolf Dogs retain. Breaker, holy jumping, man. Just another mutant performance from this guy. Just so explosive and fast. Chase U, solid effort. Good tag team match right here. 7 out of 10. Oh, yeah, and I guess Baron Corbin, he was fine. He was doing his thing. He's taking a break right now, man. He's just like, yo, I'm chilling in NXT. I'm going to let this fucking mutant do all the heavy lifting. I'll be a champion. That's all good. All right. Carmelo Hayes, he has upgraded his security this week, he thinks. Claims he will take out the Dawn and then win the NXT Championship. Moving on, it's Shawn Spears versus some guy named Canas. Spears nasty knee strikes, a C4, and Shawn Spears grabs a quick debut W in NXT. Shawn Spears much more aggressive this time around. I mean, his old gimmick, Ty Dillinger in WWE, he was a very white meat babyface, if you will. He's very much so the same character that he was in AEW, very unhinged and a little crazy. Spears cuts a promo, calls out Ridge Holland of all friggin' people. Ridge charges at Spears, throwing hands at him. Spears offers Ridge a chair. He's like, do it! Hit me! And Holland, conflicted, referees come out to stop the fight. And Spears, he's starting to play these mind games. And yeah, a more depth of a character. He's getting into the mind games. I like this. It just, you gotta pair him up with Ridge, dog? Like, oh, come on. We'll see how that goes. We go backstage. It's Brooks Jensen. He's angry. He finds Josh Briggs backstage. Briggs wishing Jensen good luck, and Jensen just storms off. He is a very confused young man right now. And then Dijak appears trying to make an alliance, by the looks like, with Briggs. Yo, if you're going to put him in a tag team and you broke up this tag team just to put him in a different tag team, I'm pissed. So don't do that. Women's Tag Team Championships on the line next. It's the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, defending against Tatum Paxley and Lyra Valkyria. We get the insane elbow DDT combo. Kabuki Warriors retain. Now, it wasn't a squash match like that. It was just kind of a standard, fine tag team match right here. Crowd loved Asuka. Like, she got a nice homecoming from the crowd. That was really nice to see. Lyra and Tatum, I thought they were working pretty good together as a team until, Lyra accidentally kicked Tatum. So, yeah, they're not a normal tag team, so mistakes are bound to happen. Warriors, too big of a mountain for Tatum Paxley and the champion to climb. Good pace throughout this match. Thought it was a solid tag team match. Roxanne Perez attacks Lyra Valkyria after the match. Perez snaps Lyra's arm in the ropes. That looked like, ow. It looked, yeah. Lyra taken away in an ambulance. Oh my goodness. We have Fallon Henley going up against Blair Davenport next. Blair working Fallon's arm, and then Sol Ruka returns out of nowhere, distracting Davenport. Fallon, Shining Wizard, pins and wins. It was a fine match. It was just too short. Can't really get much out of it. But it is good to have Sol Ruka back on the roster. She was a young, up-and-coming star. Didn't get to see a whole lot out of her. She was kind of just starting to get rolling, and then she got injured. So good to see her back. We get Thea Hale. She tells Chase U she got into a fight and needs JC Jane as her partner next week. JC says, I'm busy, dog, and leaves with Nyx. Nyx not going to help either. So here we go. Now we're starting to show that JC Jane, Nyx, not very good people. Thea Hale, she's going to start getting conflicted. Probably going to end up hanging out with Fallon Henley. Maybe a new tag team. That could be key. We move on. It is the new Heritage Cup champion, Charlie Dempsey, with the Quarter Catch crew. They're cutting a promo, announced they are entering the tag team tournament. And then another return, we get William Regal. He's back, tells Dempsey to defend that cup with honor. Dempsey says he will defend it better than Regal ever did. Oh, snap. So, I'm curious about this. So, William Regal's back. A little bit of a conflict here with this Quarter Catch crew, but Are we trying to do like a Blackpool Combat Club situation in NXT with this quarter catch crew? If you get William Regal, latch him on, that could be really good. I think he's rather interested in it. That could be a cool fit. It definitely won't be anywhere near as violent as the BCC in AEW, but it could be pretty good. We got Mr. Stone pleads to Von Wagner to stay out of his match between himself and Lexis King next week. Von says, sure, fine, no problem. It is main event time, number 1 contenders match. It's the Tony D'Angelo versus Carmelo Hayes with his security guards. Security actually doing their job, catching Carmelo before he hits the floor, so yeah, not bad, nice save. Trick's music hits, distracting Mello, but it's Tony nailing the bada bing, bada boom. It was only a distraction. Pins and wins a shot at the NXT Championship. Way to go, Dawn. This guy has leveled up over the last couple weeks. Went from kind of a mid-card up-and-coming guy. He has launched himself into the main event scene, championship contender, and this was a solid match. Don feels bad playing tricks on everybody, so he brings out the real Trick Williams. He's here. He flies through the crowd, jumps Mello, takes out the security guards, and the crowd goes wild. I thought Trick was going to be one of the security guards. I was wrong, so there you go. Pretty good NXT this week. Good wrestling overall. The Don leveling up his game, upgrading the family, adding in the Legal Eagle. I like it, man. I like what they're building with the family. Lyra and Perez starting to heat up. Kind of sad, that Sean Spears is working with Ridge Holland first. I mean, hopefully we'll see how that goes down. A visit from the Kabuki Warriors, that was wicked. Like I said, the crowd loved to see Asuka. She never lost a match in NXT, so that was nice to see her back. Good NXT this week. I'll hit it with a 7 out of 10. Now we roll into SmackDown in Dallas, Texas. The Rock, he arrives to the arena in a damn nice truck, I must admit, and he's wearing a cowboy hat because, Dallas. We got United States champion Logan Paul. He cuts a promo on Dallas, announces that Prime, the energy drink or his drink or whatever, will be the first ever ad placed in the middle of the WWE ring, starting at WrestleMania. Boo! Oh my. So Logan brings out KSI, who ends up getting an RKO out of nowhere from Randy Orton, while Logan runs away like a little chicken. Randy drinks the Prime, claims it's pretty good, and then he pours it all over KSI, focusing in on the crotchal region. So this is lame. I mean, I hate advertisements. I hate how advertisements have absolutely taken over the internet. Back in my day when I first started watching YouTube, there was no ads, and now there's like 70 ads on a 4-minute video. Fuck ads. Thumbs down for this. I've never had a sip of that energy drink or his drink. Not all I drink is water and coffee. So yeah, thumbs down for that. That was lame. We got Randy Orton now teaming up with Kevin Owens versus Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Kevin Owens pops up Theory for a mid-air RKO from Randy. That was pretty damn impressive. Randy and Kevin Owens grab a W. Fine tag team match, nothing crazy. Logan Paul sneak attacks Randy Orton after the match. Randy pissed off. He takes a swing at Paul with the brass knuckles. Logan Paul avoids it, and Kevin Owens nearly takes the punch from Randy, but thankfully there is no contact. Friggin' Logan Paul, get out of here. We move on. It's Bayley getting interviewed. Bayley admits she made Damage Control for attention, and now it has imploded in her face, and Bayley's got to take him out. She's got to kill what she breeded, or however that goes to, I don't know. Well, yeah, that was sweet for Bayley. I mean, hell yeah, Bayley, you got to kill it, and yeah, hopefully, well, she's got no help now, because Dakota just betrayed her for the 70th time. Bianca tells Naomi don't feel bad for Bayley, because she was a bitch when she was running Damage Control. That's kind of true. Naomi is not picking up what Bianca's putting down. She's like, well, I wasn't here for all that. I remember Bayley being cool, so yeah, we got a little animosity here. Bianca kind of like falling apart. She's going around kind of being a bitch herself a little bit. I like it, though. I'm liking it. We get Bobby Lashley versus Karrion Kross up next, and you better believe Scarlett is out there with Karrion. Bobby setting up a spear. AOP attacks Bobby, and the match is disqualified. Here come the Street Profits. They run down for the save on Bobby. Scarlett tries to sneak up on Bobby, but here comes B-Fab. She whoops Scarlett's ass. Sweet. And the Final Testament, they overwhelm the Profits and Bobby, put a beat down on them. And yeah, a boring match with a Gaga finish, just kind of moving this feud along. Like, I don't expect it to be like a crazy feud. I'm just excited to see the Profits getting back into the fold. They've been like on the outside, not really doing a whole lot, just kind of being a presence. I know Montez was filming that fucking show with Bianca or whatever, but yeah, this sucked. I didn't like it. Moving on, we got Legado. They're bullying Dragon Lee backstage, shove Dragon Lee down to the ground, and then Santos tells Dragon, "You're no Rey Mysterio." Geez, Santos, what a needle dick. That guy sucks. Bullying freaking Dragon Lee. I like Dragon Lee. He's the man. And now we get an announcement for the 2024 Hall of Fame induction class, now adding Bull Nakamo and the U.S. Express. I can't say I know either of them well at all. Bull Nakamo, she seemed like she was a Japan star. Again, these are people that were way before my time, so I don't know, maybe I'd ask like my dad or my grandpa if they know of them, but I doubt it. Moving on, Tiffany Stratton versus Michin, aka Mia Yim. Stratton counters a Styles Clash into an Alabama Slammer, nails the prettiest moonsault for a quick W, and yeah, just a quick, pretty okay match. Stratton continuing her rise. She kind of just plowed through Mia Yim, no problem. I feel bad for Mia. She's pretty good, but she has no real spot on the roster right now other than enhancement talent for Tiffany Stratton. We got LA Knight, yeah, he beats the bejesus out of a television backstage. Yo, Mr. Knight, you good, dog? Like, whew, dude's losing his mind back there. I get it. The pressure is on for Mr. Knight right now. We move on. It is Angel Garza with Legado versus Dragon Lee. Dragon battles back with a really nice sit-out powerbomb, rolls up Garza and pins. Dragon Lee grabs the W right here. Pretty solid match, good performance from Dragon. He sold a super kick really well, doing like a backflip. I enjoyed that. Pretty good chemistry with Garza. You know, you're going to have the luchadors are always going to have nice chemistry with each other. And then Legado immediately attacks Dragon after the bell. And I think Rey Mysterio came down and did some stuff. My wife and I were arguing, well, not arguing, just making fun of how terrible Rey Mysterio's current mask is. And then I went on a big story about, oh, hey, remember that time when Rey Mysterio fought Eddie Guerrero at WrestleMania and Rey had that terrible mask on and it ruined the match because he would not stop playing with it the whole entire time, and to this day I cannot rewatch that match because of this. Moving on, it is the Bloodline. They do their big long entrance to the ring, followed by The Rock doing his equally long entrance with a bunch of lightning bolts and shit like that. Roman says, "Acknowledge us." Cue Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins' big long entrance through the crowd. Rollins appears to have turned his blanket into a coat. I have no idea what that is. That literally looks like a blanket that I own that he cut holes into and shoved his arms through it and he's just wearing it. Insane. Rock reiterates the stipulations for WrestleMania again. Just, yo, you beat us. We won't interfere with your match. Blah, blah, blah. The crowd chants Diarrhea. Rollins explodes on The Rock, a.k.a. Mr. Midlife Crisis. All right, that's a solid chirp, I guess. Rollins accepts the match and stipulations for WrestleMania, and then The Rock explodes, calling Seth a walking clown emoji piece of shit. Oh, wow. Rock claims he's going to remove the World Heavyweight Championship because he's on the board of directors, and he can do that. Oh, and Cody, you were a mistake. Damn, oh my goodness, Cody disrespected, smacks The Rock across the face, and that's the end of the show. They go off air right there. So, I will say, I mean, yes, you ended it in pretty good fashion here with the cliffhanger, but that was a rough SmackDown, bro. Holy shit. Matches were okay, nothing really bad, but absolutely nothing special, nothing really to talk about there. Mostly rivalry, progression stuff. You got Lashley in the Final Testament, which has been meh. You got Legado and LWO. They've been going after each other for a very long time. Now we're finally adding Dragon Lee into the mix, which, I predicted was going to happen eventually. Here we go. And then rehashing basically the exact same script from last week with The Rock. You're like, all right, here's the stipulations. You agree? Yes, we agree. And then the show goes off air right when it starts to get good and real and shit. So, that's wasn't really feeling this SmackDown. On top of that, you got the baloney ads from Logan Paul and his stupid Prime drink. So yeah, advertisements, oh yeah, that's always a good time. 4 out of 10 for SmackDown. You can probably skip it. You can watch The Rock stuff, but it literally is 85% entrances, and then the rest of it is the exact same words, except The Rock said shit this week. So there you go. Also, check out the truck that The Rock came up in. Really nice classic truck. I think it was an old Ford Ranger or something. Nice paint job on it. Good tires. Oh, fuck yeah. I'm not even like a huge car guy, but I can appreciate a nice looking car. You know what I'm saying? All right, we're done with the WWE. We slide over now to AEW. It's Dynamite in Georgia. We got Swerve Strickland. He is interviewed by Tony Schiavone. Tony asks Swerve, what's next? Swerve, honestly, he is unsure what his role is going to be in the future. Is he going to become a champion ever, or is he just going to be a guy that never gets it? Crowd is 100% behind Swerve, just cheering for him. They love him. AEW champion Samoa Joe arrives. He gets into an argument with Swerve, and here comes the Undisputed Kingdom. They come out, and it's story time with Adam Cole, baby, who is back. He showed up at Revolution, and he's back in a wheelchair. Cole tells Joel Joe, he is the champion because the Undisputed Kingdom made it so. If it wasn't for them, Joe wouldn't be champion. I doubt it, but maybe. Tells Swerve he will never be a champion, but Wardlow will soon be the champion. He is the current number 1 contender. Swerve calls Cole Dr. Claw for some reason, then challenges Undisputed Kingdom to a match. I know who Dr. Claw is, but I didn't get that reference. I don't get how it coagulates. Is it because Dr. Claw, is he in a wheelchair? It doesn't matter. Schiavone announces the match is going to happen right now. Swerve and Samoa Joe teaming up together against Taven and Bennett. Swerve, hot tag, he goes off on the Kingdom with a flurry of offense. Crowd going nuts, they're loving it. We get the double stomp to Bennett, JML driver for Taven. Swerve wins this match essentially all by himself. And Swerve staring down Joe after a dominating display. That was badass. And Joe's just like, I see you. And Joe chokes him out. He is out cold. Great performance from Swerve in the match and the promo. Well done. Swerve has become like one of the biggest baby faces in AEW over like the last month. He was a hated heel, but this is what happens. We kind of saw it with MJF. Just, he's a douchebag, but you kind of like what he's doing, and then bam, overnight. Well, I mean, MJF went all in on the babyface thing, which is great, but yeah, Swerve, crowd loves him, and he's getting himself put into babyface positions right now, so that's been well done. I really like that. And a pretty good tag team match to boot. We get Hook. He is met by Chris Jericho, who tells Hook a story about the time his dad Taz dumped him on his head in ECW. Jericho then thanks Hook for dropping him on his head at Revolution. Hook says, yeah, dog, no problem, I got you. Moving on, it's the Young Bucks. They announced that they have an announcement for later. Alrighty. We got FTW Championship match. Hook defending against Brian Cage, who has added a cape to his outfit. Gotta be honest with you, Brian, you gotta ditch the cape. Looks stupid. Please and thank you. We got Cage. He is throwing Hook around with suplexes. Hook uses a fire extinguisher and a trash can lid, because there's no disqualifications, to get back into the fight. Cage blasts himself through a steel guardrail. Cage slams Hook on the stage, smashes Hook on the back with a chair. Hook counters the F5 into a DDT on the chair. Hook T-bone suplexes Cage into the guardrail. Holy shit, that's got a height. Thumbs up for that. Brian then delivers a F5 onto the chair. Hook kicks out. And I must admit, I was pissed, and so was Brian Cage. He then pours a bag of thumbtacks into the ring. Oh no, that backfires right away. Brian Cage suplexed onto the thumbtacks. Ouch. We got the red rum is locked in, but Brian slams Hook into the thumbtacks, but Hook hangs on to the choke. Brian passes out, and Hook retains the FTW Championship. Damn it, Brian, you had this dog. I am so upset that he lost, but good job from Hook. I mean, pretty smooth performance. He took some nasty bumps in there. I like his bump in the thumbtacks wasn't very good. I think he had 2 thumbtacks in there. It definitely still probably hurt, but it didn't look that great. Cage's was way better, and Cage was dope. He worked really good with Cage. I mean, you throw in some weapons in there, that's going to help out Hook. He's still pretty green and can get exposed, but I thought he had a pretty good performance overall. Brian Cage, he's a mutant. Great stuff. 8 out of 10. And then Hook is attacked by Ortiz, I think. Jericho runs down to save Hook. Oh, and the match was great. 8 out of 10. We move on. It's Orange Cassidy and Best Friends hanging out backstage. Orange is sad that he's not the international champion anymore, but he says he will be continuing onwards, and the Best Friends are entering a tag team tournament. Alrighty, we move on. It's Kill Switch versus Matt Menard. Menard taped up heavily from the beatdown Killswitch gave him at Revolution. Killswitch bashes Menard in the back of the head a few times, and it's over. Killswitch wins. Killswitch obliterates Menard. Here comes Danny Garcia, runs down, attacks the Patriarchy. Danny is quickly outnumbered and beaten down by the Patriarchy. Here comes Edge. He sneak attacks, takes out Killswitch with a chair, chokes Nick Wayne out cold. He's just done. Blocks Mama Wayne's low blow attempt and then chases Christian backstage. Christian straight up commits Grand Theft Auto, steals a car, and escapes in epic fashion from the arena. And then Edge, he ain't done yet. He announces Dynamite in Toronto, March 20th. I'ma be there. It's Christian versus Edge in an I Quit match. Oh my God. My wife and I went fucking crazy. So we're very excited to see that match. That was awesome. And also, backstage now, we got Kyle O'Reilly. He is interviewed, and Kyle says he is very grateful to be back and healthy again in AEW. And no doubt, man, I mean, this guy has gone through so many injuries over the last, it's been a long time since this guy has been able to stay healthy. He's incredibly talented. He is so good in the ring, one of the best sellers I've ever seen. I'm hoping for a good run out of Kiao. We got the EVPs, Young Bucks, grand entrance to the ring. Bucks are pissed at Sting and his 2 gigantic sons for whooping their ass at Revolution. The Bucks announce Adam Page is suspended and Kenny Omega is fired? What the fucking fuck? Eddie Kingston's fired up. He's yelling at the Bucks. The Bucks attack Eddie Kingston, about to nail the EVP trigger, and then the iconic music hits. The little coin sound. It's Okada! Okada enters the ring and nails Eddie Kingston with the Rainmaker. What? Bucks announce Okada is the newest member of the Elite. Holy shit. Okada is Elite and he is a heel? That was dope. I did not see that heel swerve coming. Sadly, I had the Okada thing spoiled, but it is what it is. But holy shit, I don't know if that means that Okada is under contract now with AEW, or he's just, a member with the Bucks. He'll show up periodically, but that was dope. Thumbs up. We got Chris Statlander with Hathaway going up against Rio next. Statlander just woman handling Rio with her power. Rio battles back, hits a 619 and a tiger suplex. We got a near fall there. Hathaway offers Statlander the steel chain. Chris decides not to use the chain. Rio wicked counter into a roll-up, pins Statlander for a big W. Damn fine match right there. Strong chemistry. Statlander so strong, and Rio just a counter machine and so resilient and fast, and goddamn, yeah, 7.5 out of 10. That was some really good shit. And Taz flipping out on commentary saying that Chris Statlander should have used the chain, bro. Willow will fight Rio next, and Willow tells Hathaway, don't you use the chain, don't offer that shit up. And also, Statlander is pissed off at Hathaway as well. She's like, this was all your fault. Moving on, Timeless Tony Storm announces the Tony Awards are incoming. There's just a quick, funny announcement segment with Tony. And now to the other Tony. It's Tony Schiavone. He introduces Darby Allin to the ring. Somehow Darby is alive. Somehow after Revolution. I don't understand. He lost so much blood. Schiavone asks Darby, what's it gonna be like without Sting? Darby is gonna fight Jay White, and then he's leaving. He's like, I'm gonna go climb Mount Everest, and I may not come back alive. A little awkward, but all right. Thanks the fans. Thanks Sting. Congratulates whoever ends up winning the tag team tournament. And then he relinquishes the AEW tag team titles because Sting's no longer a wrestler anymore. So Jay White and the Bullet Club, they interrupt, being super disrespectful to Darby and Sting. Jay offers Darby a spot in the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. Darby is not in the mood for that shit, tells Jay White he will see him next week in Boston. Good promo from Darby. I am legitimately a little bit concerned for that young man's life. Just, Darby, take it easy, my man. Have a break. Have a Kit Kat. Climb Mount Everest if you have to. Just be smart about it. Have a little break. Good job, my man. Thumbs up. We got Mark Briscoe wants to have a Atlanta street fight on Collision this week. Jay Lethal shows up, tells Briscoe he has Briscoe's back, and I don't trust you, Jay Lethal. Go away. We got the main event coming up next. It's Will friggin' Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher. Oh my. We have a outrageous chop-off going on. Fletcher decides to get cheeky. He throws a super kick at Ospreay. Fletcher is then planted with a wicked counter DDT. My goodness. Then a risky Oz cutter onto the apron by Ospreay. Fletcher avalanche tiger suplex, and Ospreay lands on his feet. So friggin' badass. I love that. Thumbs up. Ospreay tiger bomb. We got a near fall there. Fletcher power bomb with some stank on it. He just slammed the shit out of him. Ospreay avalanche. Everything's an avalanche. Avalanche poison Rana. Fletcher absolutely flag pulls himself. I thought he was freaking dead. Thumbs up. Oz cutter again. Fletcher's head planted in the ground. Fletcher won't go down until Ospreay hits the hidden blade, pins, and wins. Oh my goodness, what a friggin' match that was. Fletcher, amazing selling. This guy is so freaking talented, and he's a veteran already, and he's only 25 years old. You figure that one out. Ospreay, just unreal. So fun to watch this guy work. It is truly tremendous. Thunderous chops, the stiff kicks in the face, insane near falls, the counters. This was amazing. 9.5 out of 10. This is a match of the year contender. And then we get Bryan Danielson. He comes out to the ring as the show ends. We don't get to see what happens. Are you just showing some respect? Are we going to be doing Bryan Danielson versus Ospreay soon? Because oh my goodness, yeah, that would be, I would cream. We got an awesome show here after Revolution for Dynamite. Wrestling was especially great. We're already seeing a early benefit of having Ospreay on the roster. This is, if you can have match of the year contenders on every single Dynamite if this guy wrestles. One of Hook's best matches as well. We got Okada. He is elite, but is he all elite? Is this guy officially AEW? I don't know yet. That was a huge surprise for me, though. Him turning heel along with the Bucks. I've seen Okada. I know of him, of course. I don't see him on the regular, of course. He's in New Japan, but I don't think he's ever been heel. And if he has, it's been a long time. So I'm excited to see how that is going to do. Darby's segment was good and a little bit concerning. I just hope he's doing okay mentally and all that stuff. But I'm super amped for the I Quit match. God damn, that's going to be crazy. I cannot wait. And Swerve is becoming a major babyface star for AEW. It just seems to get bigger and bigger. Kind of like Trick in NXT on a smaller scale, obviously. And Swerve is, without a question, the way better wrestler, but it's this like bringing up thing, and the crowd is 100% bought in behind these guys, and yeah, excited to see where this all plays out, because you got Hangman's fucking with Swerve a whole bunch. Really good right now. 8.5 for Dynamite. That was a great Dynamite. And then we slide into Rampage. We got Kip Sabian and Butcher going up against Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta. Cassidy using the pocket power to get the hot tag. That was pretty damn funny. Butcher pump handle slam. The double stomp off of the top by Kip. We get a near fall there. Beretta nails the strong zero on Butcher, pins, and wins. Pretty good opening tag team match. Orange was pretty great, working good with Kip, some of that nice chain wrestling. Orange looks good. He's got all that tape all over him still, but seems re-energized. He seems good. Usual Orange Cassidy performance. We go backstage. It's Ruby Soho getting interviewed. Says she hates Saraya and that Saraya is ugly and a bad person. What are we, fucking 6 years old over here? Ruby, that was some terrible trash talk. We go back. It's Saraya now. She is flipping out backstage about Ruby saying that she is ugly and mean. Zack Knight attacks someone who spills his drink on him. He screams, being very intense about it, and yeah, an interesting moment. I mean, Saraya's side of it way better. I like Saraya. She's great at talking. She's pretty funny and entertaining, and her brother just screams, I guess. I guess that's what he does. We go on. A TBS Championship match. Julia Hart defending against Robin Renegade with a special stipulation. No top rope moves for Julia Hart. We get a mean corner drop kick by Robin. Julia locks in the Heartless and Renegade taps. Julia retains. Borderline squash match here. Kind of feel bad for Robin Renegade. She seems like a good wrestler, and they're just not really giving her much. I mean, she got drop kick in there. Not much else. Moving on. We got Penta going up against Action and Andretti. We get a unique rolling senton by Action. That was pretty key. Poison Rana by Action. There's a near fall. Penta super kicks Andretti mid-flight. Fear Factor. Penta wins. Solid quick match here. Definitely could have used a little bit more time to get going. Maybe another near fall or so, but nah. Moving on now to the three-way tag team match for the main event. Private Party, Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Quinn versus Brian Keith and Commander versus Top Flight, Dante and Darius Martin. Darius sloppy but cool flatline DDT combo thingy. We get Private Party doing a 3D on the ropes to Commander. There's a near fall. Darius wicked counter facebuster thing. Pins Commander and Top Flight grab the W. Solid tag team match. Not very long. I don't think everybody was really getting involved with that as much as they'd like to. Top Flight was pretty good. It was fine. And that's the end of the show. That's kind of just, fine Rampage. Wrestling was okay, fine. But, my bigger problem is just, Rampage doesn't have a purpose at all. Other than, let's just throw some people on TV, have some matches with no build, nothing to it, just throw two guys together and hope for the best. And our big storyline now for Rampage is Saraya and Ruby. That sucks. Rampage is just in a bad place right now, man. Rampage used to be one of my favorites. You kick it off with a Moxley match, just a banger. You get 3 banger matches, and now it's 5 enhancement matches with, no storyline, no build, no rivalry, no nothing. There's no storyline to Rampage anymore. It's essentially pointless. I'm having it's become a absolute chore the last month or so here to watch Rampage. I dread watching it because there's just, I watch it and go, that was pointless. I got nothing out of that other than watching some wrestling, which is fine, but when there's no build to it and the quality of the wrestlers obviously isn't as high as you're going to get on Dynamite, but damn, dude, this shit is weak. I'm going to hit it with a 4 out of 10. Skip it. Don't bother watching Rampage unless you need more wrestling, but there's so much better other wrestling to watch than Rampage. So, we'll see if AEW can make things a little bit better here with Collision in Atlanta. We got Bryan Danielson versus Shane Taylor with Lee Moriarty kicking it off. Taylor drops Danielson with a really nice looking punch and then lays down some thunderous chops. Oh my goodness, those chops were good. Taylor hits a guillotine leg drop and more of those thunderous chops. Bryan counters Shane's counter, nails the psycho knee, and Danielson grabs the W. Damn, Shane, those chops are amazing. So good. His friggin' handprint was bruised into Danielson's chest, so Bryan was feeling those. stiff match. I think that goes to say. Some nice near fall, strong chemistry as well in the ring. 8 out of 10. That was a great match. Here comes Will Ospreay. He comes out, pays his respects to Taylor and Danielson, but Danielson interrupted Ospreay's main event match on Dynamite. What's up with that? Danielson wants to give Ospreay a chance to beat the best, challenging Ospreay to a match at Dynasty. Ospreay accepts the challenge, bruv. That will be an amazing match. I mean, that should be an easy match of the year contender whenever I see that. We move on, trios tag team match. It's the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson with Okada versus some guys, Cruz, Gray, and Atlantis, I think. Okada, Rainmaker, and it's over. Elite win in a squash match. Eddie Kingston, sneak attack. That backfires. Elite beating down Eddie. Penta runs down for the save. Okada ends Penta with a gnarly neckbreaker. Returning out of nowhere, it's Pac. Clears the ring, gets face to chest with Okada, and the fight is on. Pac getting the better of Okada. The Bucks have to save Okada, retreating for now. Damn, the bastard Pac is back yet again, and he is looking for trouble. Elite versus Pac, Kingston, and Penta next week in Boston. Welcome back, Pac, yet again. Stay healthy this time, my dude. Let's go. We got Mariah May versus Trish Adora up next. Trish, nice pump kick. Mariah, mean running knee strike, Mayday, and Mariah May grabs the W. An okay match, borderline squash. Timeless Tony Storm arrives to present the first ever Tony Award for Best Performance. The award goes to, it's Mariah May as Tony Storm. Deonna Purrazzo arrives to spoil the ceremony, beating Tony with a shoe. May plants Deonna with a DDT on the stage and receives her Tony Award. All right, that's a Tony with an I, I think, or a Y, whichever one doesn't get them in trouble. Okay, moving on. Nick Wayne with the Patriarchy versus Adam Priest. Nick nails Wayne's World, grabs a quick W. Nice cocky performance from Wayne. Just an enhancement match for him. Not much there. Christian attacked by the masked man in the crowd. It's Edge. Edge steals the TNT Championship, has a mystery box, shows Christian what's in it, but we don't get to see. Christian retreats with the Patriarchy. What's in the fucking box? I don't care. I mean, it's probably going to be like a hockey stick, maybe? I don't know. An I Quit match is taking place in 2 weeks in Toronto. I'ma be there. I can't wait. Moving on. Lionheart Chris Jericho versus CMLL welterweight champion Teton. Jericho heavy chops, top rope facebuster to Teton. Nice tornado DDT by Teton. Goes to the top rope, nails a mean double stomp. We get a near fall there. Teton leaps into a messy code breaker. Teton tries a cool springboard maneuver, but Chris catches him into the Lion Tamer, and Teton forced to tap out immediately. Jericho wins. Pretty good match. Teton fired up performance. Not afraid to get stiff with Jericho. Gotta like that. Some decent high flying. Not too much, but some pretty good stuff. 7 out of 10. Good match. Here comes the Gates of Agony. They attack Jericho after the bell. Hook runs down to save Jericho. So what are we doing here? A Hook and Chris Jericho alliance? I mean, okay, that'll be interesting. We move on. It's Tony Schiavone interviews FTR about the upcoming tag title tournament, looking to become the first ever 3-time AEW tag team champions. We get a visit from the Infantry, Carly Bravo and Sean Dean. They introduce themselves to FTR and us, I guess. I don't know who they are. Infantry entering the tournament, gunning for FTR. All right, pretty decent little spot here. Dax doing most of the promo work as usual. That's just how that goes. And he basically just says the same stuff every time. New tag team on the block. I like their energy. This Infantry guys, looking forward to see what they can do in the tournament. Now we go to Mystico going up against Angelico with Serpentico, the Battle of the O's. Mystico hits a 619, nice dive into a Rana. Mystico locks in an armbar, Angelico taps out. It was a pretty good match, some nice high flying, some good counters. Yeah, not bad. 7 out of 10. Now we go to the main event. It is the Atlanta Street Fight. House of Black, Malachi, Brody King, Buddy Matthews versus Mark Briscoe, Jay Lethal, and Jeff Jarrett with Karen. Brody charging crossbodies Lethal through the table. Briscoe is pushed off of the top. He falls to the outside onto a pile of chairs. Just a brutal looking bump right there. House of Black want to light a table on fire, but Sanjay Dutt smacks Buddy with a guitar to no effect. Buddy pours gasoline on Sanjay Dutt. Julia gonna light a bitch on fire, but it's stopped by Karen Jarrett. Damn it, we could have had Sanjay Dutt on fire. Julia spits in Karen's face. That's disgusting. Jeff cracks Brody with a guitar. Brody crashes through a table. Briscoe powerbomb through a flaming table. House of Black pins and wins the Atlanta Street Fight. Yay, fire. We got the fire right there at the end. Right on. I don't think anyone got too hurt there. Good amount of weapons used. Briscoe taking nasty bumps, man. Like, that fall to the outside on the chairs was horrific, and he takes the fire spot. So, well done from Briscoe right there. 7.5 out of 10. That's the end of Collision. Solid episode for this week, held up by a good opening and ending match. Middle, admittedly, was pretty boring. 3 straight squash matches. Pac is back. I mean, fingers crossed for a healthy run. I think he's come back twice now and dealing with a lot of injury problems. Just, come on, we need to have some of those good Pac matches. And they were doing some of that minor setup for Boston Big Business show next week. 6 out of 10 for Collision. And we'll finish it off now with the 3 stars of the week. We got an absolutely friggin' loaded 3 stars, and it is essentially all Revolution. So I got 3 shout-outs here from Revolution. You should basically just go watch Revolution. It was a really fucking good pay-per-view. One of the best of the year, I would say. So I'll shout out FTR versus Blackpool Combat Club at Revolution. If you haven't seen them fight before, it's going to be outstanding. For me, I've seen these two go at it numerous times. Still really good. Somehow they still have more to offer in this rivalry. I think they're done with each other now, but just another banger between FTR and the BCC. Got a shout out to Takeshita versus Ospreay at Revolution. An outstanding match. Ospreay will be getting another mention on this 3 stars right here, but Takeshita, Ospreay, I knew that match was going to be unreal. It absolutely was. It is one of the best matches I've seen this year, so go check it out. Pretty much anything Ospreay is going to be unreal. Got a shout out Kingston versus Danielson at Revolution as well. Grudge match, lots of hatred, brutally stiff match. Just basically a fight, like as close to a fight as you can get if people still believe that, you know, they're not hitting each other in the ring. Watch Kingston versus Danielson. You will not be disappointed. Now, for the official 3 stars of the week, those were 3 banger matches, like an 8.5, a 9, and a 9 on the shoutouts. So, we get to the official 3 stars. 3rd star goes to Samoa Joe versus Hangman versus Swerve at Revolution for the AEW World Championship. That was dope. I was so happy to see Joe just flying out there. He looked spectacular. I love the storyline between Hangman and Swerve going on. Like, Hangman just threw it all away. He was like, I will do anything to make sure you don't win, and that means I might not win either. The match was dope, and I was not pleasantly surprised, but it was better than I was expecting, I think. It was, I don't know, I thought it was going to be good, and it was good, so there you go. 2nd star goes to Will Ospreay versus Cal Fletcher on Dynamite, the only match not from Revolution. I actually thought this was a better match than Ospreay Takeshita. Kyle Fletcher, and no disrespect to Takeshita, outstanding. But Kyle Fletcher, holy shit, this kid is good. He's so young. He works amazingly with Ospreay. They have an outstanding main event match. Yeah, dude, like, just to watch these guys, how young they are, how talented they are, how fast, and just so smooth, the counters, the selling, it is incredible. These are 2 of some of the best in the world right now. but the first star goes to, and it has to go to, Sting and Darby versus the Young Bucks at Revolution. Sting's retirement match, also for the tag team championships. Wow, I mean, Sting put it all out there in the last year of his career. He was just killing it out there, going through tables, doing insane bumps that guys fucking half his age wouldn't do. And, you know, I didn't watch Sting through his WCW days. I've been a big fan of Sting. I watched him through TNA. That's where I really fell in love with Sting. I had that disappointing WWE run, but then he salvaged it with a awesome AEW run that I don't think anybody thought he had that still in the tank. I was blown away. Darby Allin, one of the scariest, most brutal bumps I have ever seen in my life. Like a 20-foot drop off of a ladder through glass. Like, just holy shit. Tons of blood. Lots of good emotions in that match. Sting's son's showing up. The big speech at the end of the match. Just, yeah, dude. And the Bucks selling their asses off. They did great, man. I'm actually a little bit shocked that Sting ended up winning. I figured that, you know, since the Bucks are these big heels now, they would win that match. But it was a great moment for a great, unbelievable wrestler, one of the greatest of all time in Sting, and that is the first star of the week. That's a 10 out of 10 match right there. Go check it out. Now, it may not be an actual 10 out of 10 just if you watch the match, but with the storyline implications, the final match of Sting, and how amazing his career was, easy 10 out of 10, so go check that out. Check out Revolution. Lots of good wrestling on that show. We just need to figure out what's going on week to week with AEW's programming. You guys, I mean, Dynamite's doing pretty good. Rampage is fucking on life support. We got to help that show out big time. And Collision is battling through some stuff here because, you know, they basically made the show for CM Punk, and that guy's out of here now. So they're dealing with it. They're doing okay, but Rampage, like, you rather got to cut that show out completely. That's what I would do, honestly. There's really no reason for it to exist anymore. You got Collision. Let's get rid of Rampage, please and thank you. Let me know what you think about Rampage and the state of AEW. You know, it's really sad because Rampage was my favorite of the programmings that AEW was doing. It is now the most dreaded programming that I have to watch on a weekly basis. So that needs to get cleaned up. Let me know what y'all are thinking on the state of WWE and AEW. Honestly, I have flipped over the last few months. I feel WWE is winning now, and AEW is struggling to find its way, find out what the hell it's doing. They're dealing with a lot of injury problems, a lot of storylines and shit are getting flipped on the fly. It's difficult. WWE right now is in a fantastic spot, so we'll see where all that goes. The best way to know where it's going is to stick around with the GX Plus cast, baby. Stay here. We'll keep you recapped. We'll let you know what's going on and all that good stuff. And in terms of that, what is going on with the GX Plus cast this week? Well, we're going to have the fallout of the trade deadline in the NHL. Going to be discussing that this week on the Hockey Cast. Talk about maybe some of the trades that didn't happen, that almost happened, and stuff like that. In terms of the GamerCast this week, going to be doing, pretty sure it's going to be the retrospective on the PlayStation 1. I'm going to talk about all the games that I had growing up. I'm going to talk about them, and it's going to be a really good time going down memory lane, way back in the day on memory lane. So we're going to be doing that. And the WrestleCast, of course, going to be doing the WrestleCast, as always. So there you go, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. You guys are awesome. Want to be even more awesome? Hit that like button, follow, ring the bell, whatever the fuck you got to do nowadays to help out the little guy over here. And I have a YouTube channel where I upload all of these episodes. You can watch them. Great place to drop a comment on the YouTube channel. You know, got any questions related to wrestling, hockey, video games, general podcasting, it doesn't matter. Drop a comment, send in your questions. I'd love to answer them live on the podcast. That would be a ton of fun. There's also a Twitter page you can follow along with, an email address, and all that great stuff. So there you go, everybody. We will be back again with some more GX Plus Cast.